Hello everybody, this is Franjanine here. Welcome back to my chess channel. Today we are going to look at the various types of checkmates that can occur with a lone king. Let us take black. Let us take that black has the lone king. So here, let's go. The first example is with a king and a queen. First step is drive the king to the corner and get as close to the king to the possible. How to do this? To get as close to the king as possible without letting the king capture your queen. So this is the closest square we could get to. That is 2.5 squares apart. Just keep the 2.5 squares distance. Just drive him to the last rank or file. His best chance of not losing the game is to get his king in the center. And listen, if you're black, never ever get your king in a rank or file, or else you will lose the game immediately. Last rank or file, like what I mean is the A file, the H file, the first rank, and the last rank. Never get into any of these squares. Like always remain out of this box. Like you can wander anywhere from here to here to here to here. This is the better case for black, since his king is closer to the center. Now the center in chess is out of those 64 squares as I explained in my early chess video. This and this. These 4 squares in the center. Now if black's king is in any of these 4 squares, your chance of checkmating is 100%, but it will take much more amount of time than if the king is already in this green box. Green for white but red for black, and this is red for white but green for black. So now we're closing again, and his objective was to stay out of this green box. Now he has no moves to do that, because here he encounters the green box, here he encounters the green box, and here as well he encounters the green box. You've got to get him to such a position where he cannot escape from the green box, and then the checkmating becomes a lot easier. So say he goes here. Now if the king, the black king, in which case is the lone king, in this case is the lone king, he goes here, your queen has got to ensure that he cannot get up from the 8th rank to the 7th rank. So what do? We take our queen and block this rank. the cutoff for the king. Once you get to such a position, this is same for this as well, this as well, this as well. So once you get to this position where the king is stuck on the last rank of file or the first rank of file, and here black's best chance now is to go into the corner. And as I have told you, always keep 2.5 squares distance, like a knight stepping from the king. So you go here and it's stalemate, game over. So that's why it's black's best chance. But when you have driven him to the absolute legitimate corner, like this square, like h8 or e8 or a1 or h1, when you got him to these squares, keep 3.5 squares distance. So that's one, that's, this is 2.5 and this will be another square. So basically this is 3.5 square distance. Is the 9 and here 3.5 square distance. Now bring your king over. All the way to where black is, so that your queen can go either to the g7 square. In this case, like these are usually the checkmating squares. This like g7, h7, b7 and a7, and on this corner a2, b2 and g2, h2. These are usually the checkmating squares if you don't use the technique of checkmating with a rook. So yeah, that's it basically. That's how to checkmate. Now once you've gotten this far, you can either go here for mate, or like you can either go here for mate or here for mate. To go to the g7 square or the g2 square or the b2 square or the b7 square is always wiser, because for example, let's say if it can happen that your king will arrive in such a scenario where if you move to this square, he can escape here. Yes, next move you do have checkmate, and you will have that in every corner of the board, but it is wiser to get checkmate in one rather than checkmate in two. So it's always wiser to go to G7, G2, B2 and B7. So that's it, how to checkmate with a king and a queen against the lone king. In this case, the lone king was black's king. So I brought a live example for you how to play this. So yeah, let's see. I'll just replay the whole thing for you. Just driving him into the corner, that's the first thing. See how easy it was. This was the example of checkmating in another corner. Like, it was the same corner, but this time we didn't allow him to get to the G file. Like, you have to cut off these. These files or these files. Anything which you prefer is okay. So yeah, basically that's it, and now we mate here. And look here also, we made it in the G7 square and not in the G8 square, where the king, let's see this, where the king could easily capture, and it would be a dead drawn game because of insufficient material. So that's on how to checkmate with a king and a queen against lone king. So I hope you got it. In my next video, I will show you how to checkmate with a king and a rook against a lone king. And one last tip before you go. Just one last tip. How to checkmate if the king is in the center and your queen is say far away and your kings are far away. So just create that net. Now you drive them out of the center. Now do not play this. Do not play this. This is a dead, absolutely dead game. Because your king is taking in this corner, so can't go here. This is a dead game. Do not play this. Remove your king from the corner. Here we have an checkmate, but we're not going for it. Now you can also checkmate with the rook tactic. I'll show you that in the next video. But once you've driven into the last power line, you know how to do it. Cut him off. King's already here. Cheers. It's checkmate. That's easy, wasn't it? So now you know how to checkmate with a queen. So I guess you'll be easily able to checkmate with 2 queens or 3 queens as well. But I prefer to checkmate with a queen, a single queen, or maximum 2 queens, because or there can be the rising case of stalemate, as I told you. Stalemate is when the lone king is not in check and he has no squares to go to. In such a case, the game is a draw. So thank you. I hope you got this. I'll checkmate with a queen and the king against a lone king. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.